Good morning. I hope you have a great Wednesday. It is Wednesday today, and God bless you. We've been doing this series on Old Testament passages that refer to or look to Jesus in some way or another. And today we're going to be looking at Exodus chapter 13, and starting with verse 20. And it's the end of chapter 13. So here goes. The Israelites left Succoth and camped at Etham on the edge of the wilderness. The Lord went ahead of them. He guided them during the day with a pillar of cloud, and he provided light at night with a pillar of fire. This allowed them to travel by day or by night. And the Lord did not remove the pillar of cloud or the pillar of fire from its place in front of the people. So this is a familiar story to probably many of you, and that is that, the Israelites have now left Egypt and they're heading. Actually, this is before they head to the sea and the parting of the water that Moses does there, God does there. So this is the point at which they're being led by God with a pillar of cloud or a pillar of fire by night. This allowed them to travel day and night, which gave them a great advantage over whoever might be pursuing them, because they could go day or night. But this whole thing about the light guiding them. Now later, Jesus will describe himself as the light. And so, you could make a connection between the light of God that's leading them and the light of Jesus Christ in our hearts and our lives that leads us, that guides us. Later on, this light God will speak out of this light. It's the Word of God comes from this light. And in the same way, Jesus speaks to us as the light of the world. Well, it's just maybe something to think about, that this light and darkness is a big part of the gospel and God, that the beginning of John talks about how light came into the darkness and the darkness could not withstand it. And that's true, that light will always take over darkness. It'll cast out darkness, the light, when it comes in. And that's the same thing Jesus does in our hearts. He casts out the darkness in our hearts with the light of his love, his presence, his guidance, but also his scrutiny. He's looking at our hearts and exposing dark places in our hearts. So that light of God, way back in Exodus, is still leading us and still guiding us. The light of God. Well, I hope that light guides and directs you today and blesses you in many ways. Be looking to how God is using you and how God is present in your life and in your world today. God bless and take care.